Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. As a reminder, we're recording this meeting and we'll post the meeting video and the materials to our project website. This is our July 13th, 2023 Filtration Project Neighbor Information Meeting, and my name is Benita Oswald, and I coordinate the communications for the Bull Run Filtration Project. And on our agenda today, we actually have a rather short agenda because we are making our way through our land use process, which is one of the things our Deputy Program Director, Michelle Cheek, will be talking about today, and the brief project update. We'll have time for some questions and comments, and then we will talk about future meetings. So I'll turn it over to Michelle.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, we can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful Thursday evening. I don't have many new things to report on tonight, but we did want to give y'all a brief status update and honor our commitment to meet quarterly with this group. Since we met in April, we have completed design for the filtration facility and associated pipelines. And then on June 28th, we provided our annual update to Portland City Council, which included early works guaranteed maximum prices, or GMPs, for both the filtration and pipelines projects. The Water Bureau will be executing contracts for these early works GMPs, which will allow us to start administrative and other pre-construction work that will lay the groundwork for construction. We're also engaging in the Clackamas County and Multnomah County land use processes. Clackamas County issued a land use decision on July 5th. And then Multnomah County land use hearing was on June 30th and is followed by an open record period, which we are currently in. And I'll have some additional information later in the presentation on those two applications. So I think probably all of you have been to one of these meetings before and seen a rendering of the facility before, but just in case you haven't, I'll do a quick overview of the site. So this is a view of the facility looking southwest from the main entry. And the main entry there is in the bottom left-hand corner. The entrance into the facility, you come in off of Carpenter Lane to the facility and then drive to into a parking lot and the facility campus. Oh, thank you, Aubrey. I'm moving my cursor and y'all can't see it. And to the right there, immediately when you enter the facility, is our administration building. And then to the left of the road as you enter the building there is our maintenance facility. And then back behind there and back behind the maintenance facility is our solids handling facility for the treatment process. And then just to the right of that is our chemical storage building. And then further to the right there is really the heart of the treatment process. We have our flocculation and sedimentation basins, followed by our filters. And the flocculation and sedimentation basins are big basins that allow larger particles in the water to basically stick together and then drop out or settle out of the water. And then that settled water moves on to the filters where any additional particles are filtered out of the water. And from there, we disinfect the water and add corrosion control treatment, and the water is stored in a clear well, which is below grade. So from the surface, it looks mostly like grass. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the site. And then this slide shows our pipeline routes to and from the filtration facility. So unfiltered water from the Bull Run watershed comes in to the site from our existing conduits and Lusted Road. So the filtered water pipes come from Lusted and up the hill to the filtration facility. And then from the facility, our filtered water pipes will leave the facility and go down Dodge Park Boulevard and then cut north over to Lusted Road and then make connections to our existing conduits there along Altman Road. And then you can also see our finished water intertie there along Lusted Road, the blue box, and that's where we'll meter water to each of our conduits and back into town. And then we'll also have a local distribution main that takes off from our finished water pipelines and into Down Control Road, and that will connect to an existing distribution main and Lusted Road that serves some customers in the area. So as I mentioned earlier, we are in the middle of our land use process, and that is really our primary focus right now. Our Multnomah County land use hearing was on June 30th, and we are now in the open record period. The open record period includes a 30-day period for new evidence, and that ends at noon on August 7th, followed by a 30-day period for rebuttal of new evidence, which ends at noon on September 6th, and then a 15-day period for the applicant's final argument, and that 15-day period ends on September 21st. And these open record periods will be followed by a hearings officer decision in late October or early November. We have received hundreds of items of testimony on our Multnomah County land use application, and we are reviewing those and taking them seriously. We want to honor the land use process and therefore don't have responses to any of the testimony tonight, nor are we prepared to answer these questions outside the land use process itself. So if you have any comments on the land use application, there is a process for that, and you can find more information on the land use process on Multnomah County's website, which there's the address for at the bottom of the slide. So on July 5th, we received a Clackamas County land use decision for work in Clackamas County. Our land use application was approved with conditions in part and denied in part. So the emergency access road to serve the filtration facility was approved, but the construction access for construction traffic to the facility was denied. So what this means in the next slide, it shows that our primary access to the site will be east off Cottrell Road onto Carpenter Lane, entering the site from the north. And that is consistent with what we've been planning for a long time now. And then construction traffic will also follow this route. And there will also be the approved emergency access to Bluff Road in Clackamas County to the south. And then this slide shows a view of the facility main entry from Carpenter Lane. This view has been updated a bit to reflect the county's requirement to have a perpendicular access to the site off of Carpenter Lane. So we've just revised that view to reflect those changes in the access to the site. So I think that is all we've got for tonight. Quick update.
All right, thanks, Michelle. So now we're going to open it up for questions or feedback. As Michelle mentioned, there's limited things we can say about the land use process other than the process. We hope that you will go through the proper channels through the land use website if you do have something that's related to that. But if you have any other questions or comments you would like to bring up, then you can just take yourself off mute and start talking, or you can, if you're like a little bit more structure, you can raise your hand or you can just type in the chat. Let's take a look here, see if anybody.
I have one quick question.
Hi, Michael.
When you widen Carpenter Lane, what are you going to do with our mailboxes?
Michelle, do you know the answer about the mailboxes? I think I understand that it's something that you work with the post office, with the postal service with, right? They give you some sort of directive of what to do with those post boxes.
Yeah,
Mailboxes.
I don't know the specific answer to that, but yes, there are some requirements regarding how those get relocated, and the exact location and where they get relocated to. Yeah, we would have to, I would think we would have to work with the post office on. We can certainly get clarification on that if you like.
So you would be responsible for moving our mailboxes and putting them back in place. Is that correct?
As part of the improvements in Carpenter Lane, I believe we would have to relocate those, but I'm not 100% sure on that, honestly. But I can, like I said, I can get verification of that. You won't be without a mailbox, though, I assure you that.
Okay, I just want to know, that's all.
Yeah.
And I see Danny in the chat has asked about a copy of the presentation will be available. And yes, it will. We actually post all of our meeting videos and minutes and presentation onto the website. So you can take a look at that later this week. Or actually, it's already Thursday, so maybe early next week. Anybody else? And you can come off mute. You can type in the chat. You can raise your hand. We make sure, give people time. Maybe a very, very short meeting. I think we should give it a couple more minutes. So just to let you know too, with the information, you just go to the same site that you would to register for this, then that will be where the presentation information will be. Right. Well, our next quarterly meeting is scheduled for October 12th. We may be meeting sooner if there's something that comes up that may some new information to share, but otherwise we will plan to meet then. So far we're going to be meeting virtually, and if you have any questions in the meantime, then you can always text me, or not text me, email me. You can go to the comment box on our website. And my phone number is also on the website, so you can give me a call if you have any additional questions. All right, we just give it one more minute so we can make it to 6:15 in case anybody has a magic number, magic time that they need to think of questions. In case anybody shows up quarter after. All right, thank you, Danny, for stopping by. All right. Well, I appreciate you showing up, and we will see you in October or maybe sooner. Thanks.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.